Gang green first, as we go to the green side of New York to take a look at the New York Jets. In 2021, it was not very good for Robert Saleh's first year rebuilding the New York Jets because they were pretty young and they got hammered for much of the season. But they showed promise. They showed promise in his first year as a head coach of the Jets. Zach Wilson, the rookie quarterback who got picked number 2 overall, he was not the brightest. He committed a lot of turnovers. He was slow processing defenses, slow getting the ball out, but he flashed a lot of mobility. And then eventually he got that slinger of an arm to go a little bit faster later in the season. So there are some encouraging things from Zach Wilson late in the season. Then you got upset victories, early ones, against the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals, 2 teams that were eventually in the playoffs. And then there were things like a very stronger offensive line, a solid receiving core, and a pass rush, all of which looked encouraging to build upon as you went into year 2 of their rebuild. So for the New York Jets, I mean, playoffs are a little too unrealistic, but not out of the picture for Gang Green. But if you're the New York Jets, if you're part of Gang Green, your top goal for 2022 should be to show some quality improvement. Go from, we're a shitty team to a not so shitty team, but we're at least improving. You're showing some consistent improvement. So you're not looking at playoffs yet, but you want to show that your fan base that you're ready to compete the next year. So looking at some of their off-season moves, you re-sign guys like Braxton Berrios, their return man and receiver, who was pretty solid but not great, and free safety LaMarcus Joyner, who was kind of key in their defense. And then looking at some of their additions, a key piece in their offensive line is now going to be guard Laken Tomlinson from the San Francisco 49ers, who Robert Saleh is familiar with. Morgan Moses, the right tackle from the Baltimore Ravens. Safety DJ Reed from the Seattle Seahawks, so another key element in their defense. Tight end CJ Uzama from the Cincinnati Bengals, so he adds a missing middle piece that Zach Wilson was missing in 2021. Jordan Whitehead from the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now you got a proven winning safety from a Super Bowl winning team going to New York. Jake Martin, an outside linebacker from the Houston Texans. So overall, the defense and the depth is there for New York. They did lose Marcus May to the New Orleans Saints, but then again, you replaced him with Jordan Whitehead and DJ Reed, so not a big loss. You also left Laurent Duvernay Tardif unsigned, but again, you already have Laken Tomlinson, so no big deal. So in the draft is where the New York Jets did their dirty work. That's where they committed their big work. And with their top pick, I think it was if I remember correctly, it was 3rd or 4th overall from April. They picked Ahmad Sauce Gardner. They got the sauce. They got, I think, will be one of the best corners in the NFL in years to come because of his speed, his versatility. And Ahmad Gardner was a really good pickup for the New York Jets, who desperately improves the secondary. With their 10th pick, they also got a receiver by the name of Garrett Wilson, and later on, they also in the second round they got tight end Jeremy Ruckert, both from Ohio State, and they got a running back by the name of Breece Hall in the later rounds from Iowa State. So for the New York Jets, their dead last defense from 2021 vastly improved. They upgraded in the secondary by getting a proven commodity in Jordan Whitehead in the middle of the secondary, and then they added the Sauce in Sauce Gardner to line up opposite of their up and coming corner Michael Carter, who was pretty good in 2021. So they really did well to address their biggest area of weakness in the last season. They also got a good job in addressing the pass rush, getting Vinny Curry and Quinn Williams lots of help, drafting Jermaine Johnson. And then you're also getting Carl Lawson, who you signed in the last offseason, but he got injured with the torn Achilles. And then on the offensive side, you upgraded your receiving core too. Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, pretty capable. Braxton Berrios is a good depth piece. And you bring in CJ Uzama and Garrett Wilson. And now all you need to worry about now is how is Zach Wilson going to do in year 2? How was his offseason training? How was his full offseason going to pan out now that he's had pretty much a full year of experience and a full offseason to prepare the Jets for a potential, possibly all gang green breakout in 2022. So looking at some of their key games this coming season, man, it's pretty much every game before that bye week in week 10. It's every single game. When you're looking at the first 4 weeks, it's against the entire AFC North. The Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals. I would say you would have to worry about at least 3 of those 4 teams in the first 4 weeks, especially when you open up at home against Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. You better be ready. You better be ready to at least try to stay close with them, or if you want to try to pull off an upset. And then you get a home date after that slate against the Miami Dolphins with Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, their first division matchup. And then right after that, you go to Green Bay to face the Packers. Then you go to Denver to face Russell Wilson and the Broncos. That offense, that defense, my God. Then that slate continues. You return home to face the Patriots, who are no slouch, and then you face the Bills back-to-back at home. That's a very rough stretch. They have the hardest stretch out of all the 4 teams in the AFC East. Man, that's hard. That's bad. That's really bad for the New York Jets. But I think the biggest question of all is, how is Zach Wilson going to do? Well, is he going to be able to process defenses faster? Is he going to be able to get that ball out quicker to his receivers? Is Robert Saleh going to be able to translate what he's done, what was given to him in the offseason defensive-wise, and translate that to the on-the-field product? I think those 2 things are going to be key for the Jets to succeed in 2022. And those first 3 weeks are going to be indictful of that. So for the New York Jets, they improved their roster most definitely in this past offseason. Now, can they translate that on the field? Can Zach Wilson make that leap in year 2? That remains to be seen. If he does, maybe I could see the Jets winning 8 games. But they're not a playoff team yet. But I can see them winning 8 games because, I see a lot of potential in them. But worst case, maybe 5 or 6 wins. They at least improve on their win total. But for the New York Jets to succeed this season, they have to show some tangible improvement. They have to at least consistently show to their fan base and to the NFL that they're here to win. They're going to be a young, rising team that can compete in the years to come.